want to hear about your day.
So I work at the bank, right? And I've got some coworkers. They're all pretty dope people, right?
Okay.
Shout out if you're listening.
I know some of them, and no, I think some are listening.
I'd hope so.
And I've met some,
Yeah.
and they're great people.
Good people. High quality people. Anyways, that's not where I'm trying to get with this. I had a conversation with one of them yesterday. We were talking about how I'm adopted,
Okay.
and some people don't believe that. They're like, you know what, you're just a sick, twisted, humored dropout.
Right, which is completely true, but you are adopted.
It is true that I'm adopted. Good save. And so we were talking about it. Anyways, we get on the topic of how I'm Russian, and this particular coworker speaks some Spanish. Excuse me, some
Okay.
Spanish, right? And so she was like, we were just talking. And I'm like, oh, say something to me in Spanish. Say something to me and she's like, say something to me in Russian. Okay, so say something in Russian. And that was the first time her and I had really like talked about me being Russian. And I hear her talking to one of our like member customers, and she's talking about how she has a Russian coworker.
Okay.
To this customer coworker or customer member guy that was also Russian.
Okay.
And I felt attacked.
What is that?
I don't know. I just felt like I've violated my privacy on that one. Because here's my thing, right? I speak a little bit of Russian.
Right.
Я говорю очень немного. If anybody speaks Russian, they'd laugh at me for saying it like that, right? But every time that I've like tried to talk to people in Russian at the bank, I just get humiliated. And so I've gotten like, since I changed locations, I found so many more people. I found like probably 5 to 10 people since I've been up there that speak Russian and that know that I'm Russian. And I've like said a word or two to them in Russian. Right? And it just never ends good. they just look at me like I'm some American piece of crap. And so it's not the same as like the Spanish people. They're like, and like the Latin Americans love each other. They
Yeah.
just gobble it up.
Them Russians.
They're not nice people.
That's interesting.
To me, like, and I've heard that like culturally. I've never been to Russia. Right, I was a baby when I got adopted, so I have no idea if they're nice. I've met a few like nice Russian people outside of work, but for the most part, like anytime that I've tried to connect with them, they've kind of been mean.
That's really interesting.
That's my only story from work, though.
I feel like that.
I'm just trying to hide my Russianness. Is what I'm saying.
I feel like that kind of makes sense.
I feel like I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing, but like Russians live hard lives, right?
Okay.
They're not enjoying life. They're not living good, and so for some people, I do think it is a jealousy of like, dude, you don't even get it. You don't get to belong in our club. Don't call yourself a Russian. You're an American.
But these Russians are here.
I'm wearing a freaking Adidas hat right now, dog.
Yeah, but
I'm wrapping it.
that's true. We're both very blessed, I would say.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But they don't know you.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But you do make a good point about you go down south and it's love and happiness.
What? How's that? What do you mean?
Just all the cultures down there. From my experience,
What do you mean down south?
like Mexico,
Oh, yeah, okay.
from us, we're in the United States.
I didn't
To
know
all
if you
the
meant like
worldwide-
Georgia and Florida. Or
Oh,
if you meant, like,
that's fair. That's
South
fair.
America.
No, I'm just saying South America, Mexico, everywhere down there. Like you're heading to Brazil.
Sure.
In fact, I got a coworker. Amazing dude. Like so nice.
Yeah.
And this
Is he
guy.
Brazilian?
No. Have I told you about this guy?
No.
Oh, I swear I have.
No.
Okay, this is a funny story too. So I've been working with this guy. He's older. I don't know how old, but and
Older than you.
definitely older than me.
You make
Probably
fun of
older
your
than my dad.
coworkers for being old.
No.
I poke at mine a lot for that. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just scared of them all. They're brutal. Anyways.
Sure.
No, that's not true. They're great people. But this guy especially is a great person. Nicest guy I've ever met.
Perfect.
And he has glasses that are equivalent to binoculars. I mean, these things are the thickest lenses you'll ever see.
These suckers are pretty thick too, that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that in the camera.
I don't know.
But you probably have like an 1/8 inch on there. But this guy's got a solid 1/2 inch of glass outside. And he's driving me around. And I'm terrified for my life.
Today? Or is
This has been last week. I worked with him for like a few days, and this was when I was cleaning porta potties. And so, but he cannot see. I mean, he's on his iPhone. He has the font so big, you're reading one word, a line.
It hurts.
And, but, anyways, he's telling me about his life. And on his phone, there's this beautiful woman, and he just keeps pulling her up. And, like...
I think you told me about this. You totally told me about this.
And just on his screensaver, like, he'll go into his camera and pull up the camera roll and just choose a photo. All of his camera rolls this woman. And there was some pictures on there that I should definitely have not seen.
A little of the explicit nature.
Yes.
Oh, God.
No kid. And then there's some with this girl that are just, like, nice. She's, like, with a kid.
Yeah.
I saw too much. And he can't see. He doesn't know that I can see.
He doesn't know that you know.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to look away whenever he's going. But it's hard not to see when everything's zoomed in 20 times.
Yeah.
And you're right next to him in the truck. But he would just have to have a picture of her. Like, sometimes... But they were all bad pictures. I mean, most of the time he'd keep it nice.
Okay.
But it was the weirdest thing. And I mean, we'd be on the freeway. This guy already can't see where he's going. We're lucky to be in the lines as it is. And then the phone would like exit out or turn off or something.
Yeah.
And he would flip out and have to get that picture of her back up there. And it didn't matter. He would not be looking at the road.
It's like frickin' Bruce Banner and Scarlett Johansson calming him down, yeah?
What?
Because he was getting angry.
Oh, I gotcha.
You got me.
Maybe. I could have been with the freaking Hulk. Yeah. Anyways, this guy...
Is that why he has such a beautiful... Never mind.
Let me get to it. Anyways, the whole time I'm wondering who this woman is. I'm like, does he just pull up like a freaking porn star or model that he has to look at? Or is this... Because I'm like, there's no way this is his wife.
Can't be.
And for a second, I thought it was his daughter, maybe. Until I saw the explicit pictures. He's pretty old. Like, he would probably have a daughter around my age. And that's... She looked young.
Okay.
So I'm really hoping it's not his daughter.
That would be funny. Keep going, though.
That would not be funny, then. Sorry. But I literally think this is his wife. That's what I've come to at the end of the day. And so I'm asking about him. He says, yeah, my wife's from Brazil. Which this girl is Latina, obviously.
Okay.
And so that matches up.
Sure.
Anyways, he's like, 14 years ago, I met her on LatinAmericanCupid.com. Yes. Which is crazy. So...
I remember you telling me about that.
Yes.
Like LatinOnly.com or something. It's like, what?
I didn't know this website existed.
Is Farmers Only a real thing?
There's only one way to find out.
We'll find out.
That will be a podcast in the future. We should do that. We should have a little segment where we get on a dating app. One of these freaking websites.
That'd be funny.
Cougars.com or something.
If that's a real place, I need to be
there. I know we talked after, and 5 years was like not enough.
Scraping the surface.
Yeah, that was like...
It's true.
I don't know.
5 years was just being, anyways.
You were just trying to make it actually happen with 5 years, but...
Reasonable, yeah.
Yeah. Definite problem.
It's not a problem. Just a goal.
Okay. Well, hopefully that pans out for you. You'll have to keep us updated on that one.
Yeah, I will.
You haven't heard any comments or anything, though, back about that?
Oh, no. We did ask the blonde baddies to...
We asked everyone. Any of the
3 categories.
Yeah.
So, hey,
and I also got some...
a fine gentleman.
This is interesting because I actually got some hate
Ooh.
on you
On
about this
me?
comment. I'm not lying.
About which comment? About the 3 goals?
Yes.
Bro.
The fact that you were... Oh, how was it put?
Well...
You were fetishizing over a race.
I've heard that, right? Of like... Yeah. I don't know. It's not fetishizing... I don't know.
I just don't know what's wrong with a fetish.
Well...
I have 1 or 2 myself.
Does that make you racist, though? Because I don't think it makes you racist by any means. But, I mean, I don't understand how it would be any different than, like, preferring a blonde over a redhead.
I agree.
Right? Because some people, right, are naturally going to come darker haired. Maybe they come darker skinned. Just because I have a preference of, yeah. I mean, what's bad about me saying, I want a Latina, okay? So then, is it okay for me to say, oh, I want a 25-year-old woman? That's not wrong to say, is it?
I didn't get hate on that.
Okay, what about me wanting a blonde girl?
Nothing on that. So that is interesting.
It's just a flavor.
And
of
also,
woman.
it's not even with you. It's not that you dislike any other.
Bruh.
It's just that you want to expand and experience.
Bruh, there's not, yeah.
And learn.
I just gotta.
You want to learn some new culture.
I need to know the ways.
Right.
Let me have a little bit of everything. Let me sample this. Let me sample that. You know, how am I supposed to know what I like if I haven't tried enough?
I guess so.
I guess so, right? And some people say, you know, it's the one when it's, you know.
Well, I mean,
you know, they're the one when you mean.
With that saying, I do disagree in a lot of ways.
Do you?
I mean, I ain't gonna go try a dude out.
Well, yeah.
You know.
No freaking way.
So, some extent, try what you like, but you know what you're attracted to.
Yeah.
So, what's the problem with it?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's fetishizing.
You know, I don't know enough about that
And
ideology of like attractiveness to really care. Like, I'm just going after what I want, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure there's no bad intent whatsoever.
Why? How is that
Exactly.
bad intent?
And I don't think you meant it that way. So to everyone out there who was hurt by that, sorry.
I'll apologize if your feelings are hurt, but I'm not going to apologize for being mean.
No, exactly not.
It's not my intent to hurt anybody's feelings. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. There you go. Right. I get that that's a little brash, but...
Well, sorry, just thought to bring that up and call you
That's
out.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about a little bit of a review of our last podcast. Nothing come up, so that's funny.
Yeah, just something a little interesting.
That's wild.
But, anyways.
But no, I mean, I'll hit one more on.
Okay, please.
I have used that of like talking to an Asian girl or talking to a Latina girl, and I mean, I think it goes without saying there's been a few of them, right?
Okay.
That I've talked to of a different like ethnicity or race than me, right? I've only had one out of probably the 20 or 30 that I've talked to actually call me out on that. So I don't think that it's fair, because I don't know who said that comment, right? But I don't think that if they're not in that target demographic, if it's a Latina being offended by that, great. I'm sorry, sweetie, right? I'll genuinely apologize to her.
Uh-huh.
But the rest of the 29 were not offended, and they're like, yeah, that is what makes me unique.
And that's
Thank
a
you
good
for
thing.
appreciating
And
me
I think
and seeing me for who the freak
And I
am.
think we should
That's my
acknowledge
that's
differences. I think I agree with a lot of that. We should acknowledge differences and appreciate it. So
perfect.
anyway.